Okay, I'm back for No Mage 6. I'm getting ready to go after the big guy back there. You probably see him. He's got the mohawk in the far back. Now, I got really lucky right there. Sometimes when you attack that guy, if he runs up like that, he'll catch both those other two, and all three of them will come after you at once. I got really lucky, and that didn't happen. That gave me time to actually sit down and, well, I didn't do what I should have done. But as you can see, I fire or frost bolted the one dude and slowed him down enough so I could kill him before he got too close, and then I just had to deal with the level 5. I thought he would be an elite. He wasn't, so I'm sorry about that. But as you can see, he hits you pretty well with some good stuff. He's not that tough. If for anyone who's not a mage, what I should have done is I should have stayed back and recovered a lot more of my mana before I started this, and it wouldn't have been so close. In fact, you can see how close it is because he hits more often than I do. But yeah, so if you're ever doing that, don't just sit back and wait. Don't charge in and attack. I used my Earthstone here. Two reasons. One, I didn't feel like running back out of this place. And two, it'll take me right to the guy who I need to talk to. Oh, that's right. This is about the time I realized that I never changed my Earthstone location. I think, and I kept running into that freaking thing because for some reason my system has some messed up controls. So I lag slightly on turning. Up here is the guy you need to turn the quest into, which, lucky for me, was pretty close. I think this is the little gnome dude who you had to go fetch the stuff for. Um, I've, as you probably noticed, okay, this is the little gnome dude. You had to go fetch his stuff earlier. I think I completed it in the previous video, and I just never turned the stuff into him. Yay, 2, 3, I don't know how much experience that was. Repairing all my gear. Selling anything I don't want. Now, mages are an amusing bunch because eventually you'll learn a skill called Blink. I think it's at levels 14 or 16. I can't completely remember. But when you learn Blink, it basically lets you travel a certain distance for a little bit of mana. Not tons of mana. It lets you travel pretty good distance. And it usually lets you escape from snares and stuff like that. And it's really fun. It makes traveling a lot easier, especially if you don't have a mount. Because now, every couple seconds, you can dash like 20, 30 yards straight ahead of you. Yeah, see, I get lagged up on a lot of stuff for some reason. I don't know why. I think it's just because of how bad I'm at this game. But, basically at this point I'm heading all the way up to the other town so I can turn in that quest. And really, it's kind of interesting how long this takes. I stopped to conjure water. Nothing. Okay, you guys have probably heard yellow. If it's got yellow over its head, or if you look at it and it's yellowed, it's not going to attack you. So you really have no worries about them. Red will attack you. Uh, Anything really except for yellows and will attack you. Some grays will. I'm not gonna say alls will. Some will, because gray just means you're way over leveled for it and has no chance of even killing you. And if it does, I feel sorry for you because you just got beaten by a really low level creature. Yeah, I got a new staff from that quest. And the real fun part about being a gnome mage is just because you're so short. And it's so much fun because it looks like you're so much faster than everyone else because you can keep up with every other race running. So it's kind of amusing. Also, they're amusing to watch run because they kind of wobble. They're kind of like ducks running. It's very fun to watch. Somewhat hypnotizing. Anyway, gnomes are just rather obnoxious little creatures also. So, the one thing I like about... Holy crap. Sorry. Um, the one thing I like about this little guy is he's not that powerful compared to some of the mages I have. I have a couple level 20 mages. And, yeah, he's nothing compared to them. But he's just like they were when they started. Um, my... As I've said before, I do a lot of mages. I do warlocks. I do hunters most of the time. Some of these classes I've only played maybe once or twice, if that. So they're not really my best class. Yeah, this is the part where I get to go to a new town and get a new Earthstone location. Cave has a couple trogs in it, which I find kind of concerning, considering it's really their only route out of there to the rest of civilization, that there's trogs in there that'll attack you. You know, it's... I mean, I don't find it bad. I just find it very disconcerting that you're one lifeline to society. If you're not equipped, you have a chance of dying because these little creatures will kill you. I think it's kind of hilarious at the same time, but it's also kind of cute that the dwarves will... Well, most of the dwarves, even in the low-level areas, can take those things out like they're nothing. In fact, I'm saying this right now. If you ever get attacked by a wild creature that's stronger than you, and you see a couple of guards within... You know you can make it to the guards before it kills you. Get to the guards, because they will attack anything hostile. And it usually can save you if you, say, level 5 and a level 10 catches you and starts following you. If you run by a guard, he'll turn around and just smack the thing and kill it for you. You won't get any experience or anything for it, but he'll save you, basically. So, it's pretty helpful that they can do that. Yeah, running all the way up there is boring. I wish I'd done something more entertaining in this video, but I guess I didn't. Yeah, running to a new town. Joy of joys. Making new Earthstone location. Joy of joys. Yeah, like I said, I usually use Fireball the most, so when it comes time to pick my bases, I do Fire Specs. Because A, I like my fire damage, and B, it is so amusing just to be able to say, I'm pure fire and proud of it. I don't see many pure fire builds. I think it's mostly because people try and mix it up early on and then pick something like that later in the game. Once they get to the point where they're always going to be in a group. I usually try and solo everything and do a pure fire build, so I'm pretty much screwed most of the time when I'm on my own. Because, one, Mage's Armor sucks, and two, a pure upgraded fire is really... All it does is do tons of damage compared to the mage, or compared to the ice, which can stop your enemy from running at you. Yeah, when you come into town, you can turn in one quest to this guy, and then he'll give you a quest later on. And then... what am I doing? I don't... Oh, yeah. That's the end of the video.